What up? Dinner? What day is it?
Cute Kill Bill sirens. Wow.
What? Dinner? Probably not.
Company dinner.
What am I supposed to make for dinner? What if I'm not hungry? Ugh.
Take the credit card and get takeout. Ruth Chris. Be like, you said whatever you want.
Said whatever. So I got Lucille's.
Is Lucille's expensive?
Kinda.
Yeah. I know Ruth Chris is like
Ruth Chris is
$80, $90 for a steak. A la carte, no sides.
Expensive.
I go up in there and be like, y'all got fries?
Y'all got games there?
Y'all got fries with this steak?
Y'all got fries with this steak?
Truffle
This drink
fries.
complimentary, right?
This drink
Not
$5
the water.
for a soda.
I really got a blast. I would not do it.
Cheesecake Factory's like $4 for soda.
You for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I remember seeing that on my last bill. I was like, well,
I'm
only gonna order alcohol
bring my
from
own.
here anymore. Yeah. And
I'm
that's
just
how
gonna
it's been
roll up with
since.
like a 2-liter like Pepsi. Be like, I got this. I'd start charging people around me like
Yeah.
$1 cheaper. Be like, what do you want? I'll charge you $4 on that one.
Cheesecake's like business licensor permit.
About that.
Down.
I ain't about that life. I gotta pay for this? No one told me that one.
Am I stupid or are these like new monitors?
Nah, these are my old ones.
I don't know why. I guess I never noticed that they were like white.
Same.
I assume everything in your house is
That's like the only
black
thing in
or
my
in your
room that's not.
That's not black.
I'm racist. Besides my flag. And like this wall that I got lazy and didn't want to paint. But everything else is blue.
And then I got
It's because I had all those speakers and all that. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not going to take them down. But yeah. Totally racist against white people. They're stupid. Big facts. Read the news.
Read the news.
Just watch it for a day.
Weasel news.
Confirming your purchases. I remember like always getting in the car in GTA and it would just be like Weasel News.
And it would say
Confirming
some
your
shit that you
purchases.
just did, like heist or
Criminal just robbed a jewelry store. He hit what was it, like a security guard? Hit a security guard and took off in dirt bikes. They got off with $3 million in jewelry.
made bank on that.
Big bank. Big bank take a little bank. Copyright.
Have to cut that one.
You ever like notice YG is like a total like white person rapper? Like the rapper for white people? Like only white people listen to YG.
I think he was like really hard at first, and then white people are like, we want to be really hard.
Hard.
So then they started listening to YG, and then
They're like Big Bang type little bit. Bars!
yeah,
Type.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're like, let's blast it in my little 3 Series BMW that
Those
my
are some
parents
full
bought on the way
focus.
to Granite Bay High School
Oof.
with
I was
my
gonna-
Uggs and my Starbucks.
I was gonna say Ford Focus. That was like by far the most popular year for Ford Focuses.
Was the year.
Including you, I know like 5 people that had the same like 2012 to 2014 Ford Focus.
So mad that was the car I had senior year.
You're not that mad. That was like your second car.
Yeah, it was okay.
Like, I'm so mad my first car was a Jeep. Like, should have had the new one.
My first car was that. You didn't even get to see it. A $3,500 Mitsubishi
Yeah, but
from
you
the year
liked it.
91. It was dope.
Probably
It was a
manual.
5-speed V6, made 222 horsepower to the front wheels, unfortunately, so I couldn't drift it. No, it had an exhaust leak, so it got ugly sounding for a little bit. It sounded like a weed whacker.
Is that what it sounded like? It almost sounds like the Aflac duck.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it sounded like. Getting up in RPMs, it's like 4,000 RPM. second gear synchro went out, so it'd be like.
You really have to dump that.
Yeah.
Clutch.
Rip the fucking thing back.
You rip it out, like the whole unit. The whole, like, E-ring.
And be like, I guess it's a tranny swap.
It's like you go to shift and your shift knob comes off.
I sold that thing for so cheap.
In the car?
Yeah.
You bought it for $35. How much you sell it for?
$655.
That's it?
Yeah.
Who'd you sell it to? And it ran?
Yeah. So the whole thing behind selling it was it needed to pass smog. And in order to do that, the exhaust leak needed to be fixed. So they cut a portion out of the exhaust, then installed a new portion. And then it didn't pass smog because of how seldomly it was driven before I owned it, so it had like a lot of CO2 buildup, so they had to like do some sort of run test where like they were able to clear it.
I was just
I don't know. So basically I think it like started around 2000, and then it dropped 1,000 when they took it to the transmission place to like diagnose what the problem was, and that's when it was the second gear synchro. And the cost of labor to replace that was super expensive. The part was cheap, but it was just really in depth in labor.
I could have done it.
And then they were like, okay, well, we'll give you 1,000 considering that we have to do this for like all the transmission problem. And I was like, okay. And
Weird
then
flex.
And then basically it started to go down from there because it was like I didn't have the money to fix this. So they were like, we'll pay to get it fixed right now before you can sell it, as long as you just like drop the price with how much is being spent on it. And I was like, okay. And I got $655 out of it, which was nothing. And then I financed a Ford Focus that blew its engine at 70,000 miles and cost me $4,500.
California wasn't so strict about like
emissions.
Just like their vehicle code. I would have just done like an exhaust deletion.
I wish
like
I felt super stupid. I wouldn't have sold that car.
Oh, the Focus?
No, not the Focus. I wouldn't have sold my first car if I was a little bit older and wiser. I think I was just irritated that I kind of had like this old beater car and someone called it a ricer in the parking lot, so I was like, I need a new car, especially before I...
He called him a ricer?
Someone called me a ricer and I heard it and I was pissed.
I bet it was at that Taco Bell too.
No, it wasn't. It was at Casa Robles. I was pissed and I was like, this ain't the school that you can call people's cars ricers, because
you really
because there's crappy cars all around.
People like are either driving up in their like 89 Camry or like their new horse. That's how your high school was.
It was like
we passed by there
like
one
90s
day,
Tacomas and crap like that.
There was
maybe
like half the parking lot was like
Dodge
trucks.
Ram. Yeah, everyone wanted like a truck. That school was so hick.
Brother, like that.
Like
like,
agricultural
like
loving cowboy boot wearing.
Which didn't make sense because there wasn't that much like
there was
big
like
land you could buy.
It was like rural, but like not to the point where that was okay. I don't know. But anyways, I got rid of that. Okay. I got rid of that car knowing that I was about to go to Granite Bay, and everyone outside of Granite Bay, especially outside of the district, thinks that Granite Bay is like the closest to private school that a public school can get.
It really is.
So they were like hyping it up to me before I transferred. They were like, I know someone that goes to Granite Bay, and students have Teslas and this, that, and the other. And I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna look poor as fuck rolling up in this crappy 91 Mitsubishi. So then I was like, alright, I'm gonna sell it, and then I'm gonna make payments on a newer car. And then my mom was like, well, look at this dollar range, and I got a Focus. Wish I got a Fusion, actually, but...
Yeah, our high school wasn't as everyone that didn't go there hyped it up to be.
Yeah, no, I got there and I was like, this is way overhyped.
Because, like, it's super hyped to be, like, super rich kid school. Because, like, the town, everyone there is... All the properties, like, at least $600,000.
Yeah,
like a small
starting
house.
at like a house in the, what was it called, Ashley Woods neighborhood.
Yeah,
That was like
it was,
the bottom
right,
dollar, and that was still nice housing. That's like bottom dollar 600,000, and that's starting.
That's starting.
Starting, and then the median
And that was
household
the ghetto,
probably,
like quote unquote.
and that wasn't even. I don't think anyone
Not
in
ghetto,
Granite Bay
but
would have
like-
called it ghetto. It was the lowest price housing.
Nah, ghetto was the down the road apartment, Slick Creek,
Sling
where we
cream.
both lived. Ooh. I've had more memories there than anything.
You know, my mom was so mad because you know how Safeway was here, and then it had like the little brick
Didn't
wall
the truck
dividing
like
it
come in the mornings and
every
sit
morning,
around?
and my mom was a light sleeper, so she was pissed
Every morning.
every morning.
They must not have big trucks.
They had like the little like small fleet delivery trucks that like deliver groceries to houses and like individual businesses and stuff. Like the little like fleet trucks or whatever.
Yeah, like not that big.
No, so this would wake my
Box
mom up
trucks.
every morning because the loading crew was super loud and stuff. I think she actually egged them once.
Damn.
My mom was about
Your
it.
mom's a
My mom was
savage.
about it.
That's hella funny.
I remember her saying that. She was like,
I ain't about
I started
this.
throwing. She was like, yeah, she was like, I started throwing eggs at their trucks over the wall, and I was like, you're kidding. She was like,
Were you
no.
like right at that wall?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like we were third story, brick wall, Safeway. Like if I like whenever I looked out of my blinds, I looked at
Was
the
it
ugly
literally
ass
like?
back of Safeway.
Was it literally like? Here was a building. Here was a walkway. Here was a building. It was like bark, and then here was the walkway that behind Safeway. What building were you at? Because like I remember walking back there so much. At least like 4 times a week. Safeway is like great. That's like the local. Well.
See how this is
California local.
Safeway right here?
Yeah.
See how this is like the drive back way? See how this like little like line is the separating wall?
Mm-hmm.
We were this unit.
Oh, because I was.
So
Because that's
here's like
the-
trucks, here's us, and here's this wall.
Oh, you
and we're on the
were right
third
right
story,
there.
so we were like, when I looked
So
out my
she
window,
fully went to the balcony and just started throwing eggs. Your
right,
mom's
probably
so
right
funny.
at that exact damn truck right there.
That's really funny. Dang, that's a small truck. Because I was used to.
Yeah,
walk,
those are the
like,
little fleet trucks. But yeah, I used to walk.
I'd walk through here.
Yeah, back
and
there,
then
yeah.
This little.
Yeah, I would work at Noodles and Company, so I would
that's
like
right.
walk right over to Noodles and Company.
That's super funny.
It was super convenient.
Well, yeah. Get those steps in.
But yeah,
That's like my excuse for being lazy at work. If like I'm like it's truck day and I'm taking like one thing off of the truck at a time, I'm like trying to get my steps in. Okay, chill out, Tasha. That's for real how it was though. You look like you have gray hair. Might be the lighting. You're right.
yeah.
That's the lighting. I have actual gray hair.
I have actually.
I'm old. Even though you're like 2 months older than me.
20.
20. Nerd.
I'm 16. 16. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Gotta make the good times last. Dun, 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 dun. Remember that show? Yeah.
16.
16.
Gotta make the good times last. Something.
That's all we remember.
And the song. Cue the show. That's exactly how that went. 16. And we're growing up so fast. That's funny. Those shows just like went
When you said
downhill.
Cold Lyoko from like
Cold
3rd
Lyoko?
grade, I was like, no. I was like flashback to the past. Like,
what did you send me? You said something code.
The stupid misfire codes on my car.
Oh, and
You
got
said
like
badass code or something, and then you said Code Lyoko or
yeah.
whatever.
You sent me a snap. It was like misfire my code or misfire my engine light code. Then I'm like right next to my Jeep and I take a picture of my code badass, and I'm like Codally Yoko.
And I was like, you remember that? I remember taking, like, oh my god, what was it? Like, if I took the school bus home after school in 3rd grade, I would usually, like, on his run, like, I would make it just in time to get home. I'd get, I think it was a Nature Valley brand, but they had, like, these, like, granola bars where they came with, like, a yogurt bottom.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, like, strawberry, vanilla, and blueberry.
Yeah.
And I would grab one of those fuckers and go to my room and watch the next episode of Code Lyoko that was on every day. I think at like 3 or something. Sounds about right.
Oh yeah.
But that was like the daily. That was the daily. And then I'd play. I think like probably Mario Kart
like
Double Dash on my
Double
GameCube.
Dash.
Yeah. On the GameCube.
Did the DS come after the GameCube?
Yeah.
Before the Wii.
Yeah.
So
That's exactly the order.
You're probably paying like Double Dash and like Pokemon Platinum.
Not even Platinum, like Pearl.
So you had not a Platinum. Platinum was dope.
Well, no, Platinum came after Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, only like a couple months.
No, like a couple of years.
What was that long?
Yeah, it was. I remember
Oh,
because like
the
the load up screen would say Game Freak. And it would say like 2000 and Diamond and Pearl was like what, like
Mom, get my DS
6 or something. Oh, remember when your parents would get mad at you when you needed to like get off, but you said I needed to save first, and if you couldn't save,
because the saves would take like 14 minutes.
Okay, well yeah, but also it's like if you're in battle or anything and you need to get it done, your parents are yelling at you, and it's like I can't save the game. Yeah. And they're like shut it off, and it's like I can't.
That's like most.
I'm about to lose some progress here if I shut this shit down.
Like in the middle of like a Star Wars game at 5 years old, I'm like I gotta get to the level, Dad.
For real, it's like they didn't understand like the saving. That was the shitty thing about Pokemon. Like, you couldn't save mid-battle or anything. No. Like, if your parents were yelling at you and you weren't in a place to save, like, it was bad.
You know how many hard resets I did? Like, when I'd, like, save right before, like, a legendary battle, and then I would...
And then use all your Ultra Balls and get them to, like, the lowest.
And then you use, like, the like... special ability when you run out of move called like frustration or whatever, and pretty much like
frustration.
And I'm all like,
it's like 120 attack. It was like
I'm like,
and then it dealt recoil
reset,
damage.
and then I have like my 150 Ultra Balls that didn't like capture it the first time.
What was the most ridiculous Pokeball catch that you've ever made?
Catch?
Yeah, like shouldn't have done it. Like beat all odds. Like hella lucky.
I don't know. I can only remember like the ones that would not capture whatsoever.
Really?
That was Rayquaza on Emerald. That like wouldn't do it. I think
Rayquaza had like a really like low catch rate 70. for a
He's
legendary.
Like one of the lowest. I think it's
catch
like
rate
1.4%, which is absurd.
It is. Like, it's lower than the average, like, game bear. Legendary Pokemon.
It's lower than the average bear. Hey, woo. And then the other one was, Lugia in the first...
I didn't have trouble catching Lugia.
The second... No.
In Soul Silver?
Yeah.
I didn't have trouble catching Lugia. I never had trouble with him. My most ridiculous catch, though, was, Palkia. From, like, Pearl. Platinum or Pearl. Guess what I threw?
I threw, like, a Great Ball and got it.
No, I wish. Well, not like a...
Some, like...
It was one of the specialty Pokeballs. Do you remember, like, the Quick Ball?
Net Ball and
No,
Dusk Ball.
You remember, like, the Quick Ball?
Yeah.
Like, as long as you threw it, like, first
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, don't even make a move. Just throw the Quick Ball. Like, I caught it on a first move, no damage dealt Quick Ball.
Are you for real?
I screamed. My little kid self screamed wherever I was, I think. Yeah, I was like, no way!
You're probably like in the middle of somewhere public. In the middle of like Ross.
Yeah, I know, for real. Like, I was that hyped about it, I remember.
That's super fun.
I think I caught a legendary with a Dusk Ball. Because it was
Dusk
nighttime.
Balls were dope.
Dusk Balls were dope.
Because all legendaries are like in a cave or nighttime. Or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. It was like in a cave or something, and I used a Dusk Ball and I caught it like I think in yellow HP, so I was really surprised. I forgot which one that was.
That's funny. Those games were. Do you see like the new ones on the Switch where it's actually like the Pokemon Go's? Like you actually. Like,
Oh, you gotta like.
You either gotta flick
throw
it or
it.
you gotta throw it with the paddle.
They have like the Pokeball too, right? Like you can like.
Yeah.
But you can't release it, I think.
No.
Or it's on a wristlet
It's
in
on
case
like
you do.
the button. It's like the Wii remote.
Oh, it's like.
It's like if you throw it, you throw it. That'd be really funny if you threw it and it was like augmented reality and
Crack the screen.
Oh, whoops.
No, I actually really want to get a Switch just to like test out that
I don't know
game.
if I would get a Switch just to do that.
If I find one on offer up for the low.
I'd recommend you do it just so I could do it.
So you could do a review.
Review. I don't know. I think Nintendo like doesn't allow that. They made a thing like a year or two ago. They're like, yeah,
You can't do a review?
you can't do like.
Well, people
show
do like
Nintendo
active
stuff.
like streaming, I think.
Maybe. That was my dog.
Yeah. What was it? Oh, I wonder if I still have it on Twitter. This girl was like playing, and she spent 40 hours like. So I don't know how you make a shiny appear. I think it's like actively
a chance.
hunting. Well, no, it's like actively hunting, and like so many encounters. It's like a 1 in something amount, or like a very low percentage of like encounters. But if you spend enough time in like a zone, and I don't know if it requires resetting and stuff, but like you can encounter a shiny. But this was on the new I forgot the name of this new one, the Pokemon on the Switch though, and she spent 40 hours trying to I never remember to like stuff on Twitter, so it's not going to be there.
You like stuff on Twitter? It's weird. I either retweet it or it keeps scrolling.
If it's good enough to retweet, I'll retweet it, and if it's just good enough to like, I'll like.
If I'm in like a conversation of like a thing, then I'll like it just to show like acknowledgement, or if someone like adds me in it, and like some random
I'm
tweet.
going to see if this will bring it up.
Come get your juice.
Come get your juice.
R.I.P. Oven. Retweet if you find that one.
Oh, that's my favorite, I think, probably.
That's
or at
your
least
favorite?
one of my favorite, or it was for a long-standing
X
while.
Games.
X Games is pretty funny.
Oh, boy.
I just thought it was,
X Games.
like, it was the most, I remember seeing that Vine for the first time. I see, like, canola oil, and she's, like, spreading it on the ground. I was like, what?
With her foot.
Come get y'all juice. That kid came flying in,
Bolting.
came in hot, smacked the shit out of that oven's glass
knees.
door with his knees.
Ugh.
And then it's like, it cuts to her recording and she's like, shit. And the kid's crying. I'm like,
Y'all need to run your kid to the hospital.
right? I'm like, is
These
he
kids
okay?
are probably gone.
For real, like, legs all
glass in
kind of
there
cut
now.
up. Yeah. She's just like, shit. I'm like,
Oops.
I know the oven's broken, but is your kid okay? Like,
Big oof. Yeah, that's not the move. Don't break. I feel like that's probably expensive too. It's not like you just order like
Oh, yeah, for sure.
on Amazon.
for sure. It unless it's like under warranty.
Alexa, order me in a stupid oven door. I'll laugh. She knew exactly what model. I need an Alexa powered like oven. I'm surprised my Amazon came on. I keep looking at it every time.
I cannot find it. It was hella funny. I'm not even mad if I
Was
didn't.
it though?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm overhyping it.
Thank you. Next. This just in.
We don't know.
Confirming your prejudices. Yeah.
Dog. This is still hella funny.
This should be illegal if I buy in that donut and beans. Oh, I've seen this where they like fill an actual donut with like
beans.
baked beans.
No.
But just
If
baked
someone
beans.
is getting, I would fist fight someone.
So I
for
saw
that.
this like
I
saw this chart. It was like favorite like movie candy for like per state, and I think it was like North Dakota was like
I
Bush's
remember
baked beans.
No, yeah, it was.
It was because there's a
North
candy
Dakota, yeah.
called like Boston's baked beans, and they're just like little candies, like they're like Mike and Ike's.
No, that list was
But it's-
super stupid though. It put California as dots.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm
I've never seen a dots.
like, is this the 20s? Like, the hell is a dot doing in
Okay,
Where have you
yeah.
seen dots other than like the random packs of Halloween candy that trash people buy? Like,
That's all like the bottom of
Dots.
the things you eat for Halloween too.
for real, you throw them.
You do
away.
it like you either throw them away or eat them like all at once to get them over with.
Yeah, like you're
So, like,
like taking
little
medicine or
losses.
something. Yeah,
Taking medicine.
for real. Those
I'm
things
dead.
gunk up your teeth like oh.
Oh, tune in next week on Total Drama Island. Sam, when
We went to
finals are over.
No, it says me turning on Chill Vibes playlist to do homework and then focusing only on the music instead.
That's every time. Literally every time.
Where
I
do
do
you?
homework.
What is this music called? You always have it for like background, like your YouTube video of the drone.
I either take an instrumental of a song, like I did that one, like Passion Project.
Yeah, what
and
was that?
That was a instrumental of Muddy Blunts by Suicide Boys. I did another one where it was like, I think it was called Flowers by The Deli, and it was straight just like an instrumental song that was like super chill.
I don't know.
Those are good songs.
I don't know these types of songs to put instrument. I wish there was just like a category like modern piano chill vibe music
It's not even
playlist.
like all, I mean it's kind of piano. Not all though.
Yeah,
Just like intros.
it's
not
like
a
yeah,
Dr. Dre
it's a
song.
lot of piano and it's like I don't know.
Those are making for good like chill songs. I think when I gotta start doing like videos like what I did with like On Over the Coast, I'm just gonna do like one song length.
Yeah, or do you
And
like
just
a
cover
loop?
that.
Yeah.
Cause like when I did it for
Shit's
the
hella funny.
other one, it was like way too long. When are they gonna make an Avatar? Oh wait, aren't they making an Avatar Last Airbender like live action remake?
Didn't they make one technically?
No, not the movie. They're making like a show.
I don't know. It better be. I'm.
It probably won't be.
I've been
good.
pretty disappointed with live action casts. They're all
Okay, the
trash.
show was like A1, but the movie was absolute trash.
I didn't even watch it.
It was like beginning of episode 1.
Didn't even watch it.
Really? It was bad.
I saw it and I was like, I ain't watching this.
No, it was awful. It was like first half of the season. It wasn't even like the first book. I remember I was so into that.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yeah,
She was good.
shit was good. And
Shit's still good.
Legend of Korra.
I never got into it. Like, I only watched a couple episodes.
It's not the same, but it's definitely like it's got the same vibe to it.
Yeah.
This chick that goes to like Monterey State is with her friend, and they're posing like in pants and like bralette, sports bra on the beach, and it's like probably like 42 degrees there.
Oof.
But one of them's wearing a Calvin Klein bra, so that must be a hoe.
And a hoe never gets cold.
A hoe never gets cold. That's so true. That's why they're doing it. A hoe never gets cold. That's. I taught my mom that
I
one.
may be just like a thought, but a hoe never gets cold.
I taught my mom that just so she can learn modern day culture. Like
Still
hoes-
probably thought it was stupid.
hoes never get cold. Of course, it's stupid. Someone put Astro on.
No way.
Oh my god.
What?
Astro World on Guitar Hero.
Oh my god!
He just missed like 4,000 notes.
Someone get this 100.
Isn't it the hardest song called like Hands on Fire or something?
People, I never could get the coordination of Guitar Hero. I would fuck Guitar Hero up so
I
bad.
see people playing Guitar Hero with their feet.
I couldn't do it with my hands in 4th grade. I tried the drum thing because I thought it was easier.
Nah.
And that shit still like.
Unlike easy, all you have to do is hit a pad. How can people do Guitar Hero without hitting the trigger?
That's what screwed me up. It's like the coordination. Like I didn't have it in 3rd or 4th grade. I knew people that did, and they'd go ham on it. I was like, I don't know how you do
really
this.
how guitars work IRL.
Well, of course, but
Of course. The government's listening.
I get hella ads for Louis Vuitton now because I work there.
No, I know my phone's listening. I was like talking to my dad about like Apple CarPlay stuff for like the last
Did you get
2
ads
days.
for
I
it?
just got like a ton of ads on Instagram. Facebook's like one of the worst ones. With ads. And it was even like the little stuff that we looked at. It wasn't even like full CarPlay.
Gotta start saying like.
It was like a relay switch, and like was said it like maybe 3 times, and it showed up on my phone. It was so wild. There's like people that have actually done like live tests of like if they could acknowledge ads from words based on webcam, and if they could do it through microphone. And the microphone test worked, but the webcam didn't.
And start like with the microphone like free money, free cars.
Free real estate?
Free money, free money, free money, free money, cars. Free cars, free cars, free cars, free cars. And then watch it pop up.
No, it was literally like a dude held up a sign and said like dog toys on it. And it was like, alright, I'm gonna hold up this sign. He didn't say the name at first. He's like, I'm gonna hold up the sign with this name and see if it'll recognize. And he did it, and like for like a good minute or two, didn't recognize. And he's like, alright, I'm gonna start talking about this, and we're gonna see if it pops up. So he says like, think about getting like some dog toys and dog toys this, dog toys that, and like sure enough, refreshes like Facebook and dog toys ads, like very first ad. That's what it's like on. I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, I noticed it with location a lot.
That's scary. Especially with location. But it's like, it pulls up like,
Twitter's like,
shop.
shop Louis Vuitton. I'm like, I work there, I can't afford it.
It's funny too, because like, my Instagram will pick up whatever my dad searches for on Amazon, because we have like a linked account.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh, what are you looking at? Shocks for the truck?
Shocks for the truck.
For real, I'm like, oh, you're gonna get a 3-inch lip on it?
He's like, I'm just browsing.
2.25, like, yeah, huh? Yeah, my dad browses by adding it to his cart. That's how he browses Amazon.
Your mom browses OfferUp.
Okay, there's some good deals on OfferUp.
There is some good. That's probably if I get a Switch.
So I don't know if you've ever seen this, but like, I don't know if it's a second or a third party company, but like, anytime they return something to Amazon, I don't think they technically like sell it back unless it's like certifiedly new or like refurbished or whatever, or like a third party selling it used. So they pretty much like put a bunch of these items in a bin or wrapped up in a pallet and have like a bidding war on them. So they could have like a bidding war on a pallet of like TVs, but you don't know if they were returned because they were broken or not. So it's like, so you bid like $300, and like 6 out of 7 of the TVs and monitors are like trash, but like that one ultra wide like gaming monitor is like fine. And it's like you just made like profit.
You know, like the whole like storage wars thing.
Yeah.
Apparently, like one of them won a bid for one that was like, it was in the hundreds. That didn't even reach 1,000. And there is a safe inside that had like
$6 million in cash.
Yeah.
He turned
and then a
police,
lawyer. No. They didn't even. I think they like. Something was said about it.
Because it wasn't actual storage wars. It was just like someone doing that.
Yeah. Okay. So it was someone doing.
It wasn't
that.
like a television.
I don't
like,
think that they directly went to the police, but it technically
That's
had to be
read.
recorded, and then the lawyer of like the storage unit owner like reached out to them to like say, hey, that's actually ours, you're gonna have to give it back. And then like they went off of like a settlement of how much they would give them, And I think they denied the first offer, and then they settled on
They
the
probably
second.
said, like, oh, you have 6 mil? I want 5 of it. And I think they only got, like...
They only got 1 out of, like, 6.
They didn't get $1 million. They got, like, in the thousands.
Really?
I think they got, like, 10 grand.
No, they got more than that.
That's not what I heard. But whatever, like, I'm pretty sure that they...
I think that's funny. If I found that,
I would not tell anyone.
it would go to an offshore bank account
Yeah,
with, like,
make it
no
a
information. I'd be
Sweden
like,
account.
you aren't finding that shit.
I have a banking business. I could just make things happen.
A Swiss bank account.
And my bank account. A big bank, take a little bank.
Getting interest in
I ain't going
non-taxed.
no one with that.
Yeah, no one would know about that. And even if somehow it did come out, I'd be like, it's not here and you're not gonna get it. So
What would you do if you had 6 mil?
invest?
And what?
See, that's the thing. I would get like a financial advisor and see like what the smartest moves to make are, because I'm not a business major, so I don't know what I'm doing or how to do anything. So I would pay for someone to teach me how to do that, then follow through with the steps, and then when I understand how to do it myself, just reinvest and invest myself.
So in reality, you'd call me, you're like, alright, I got like shit ton of
business
money.
major over here?
And you're like, alright, what should I invest in? I'm like, oh, like, give you a real, like, maybe you should invest, like, pharmaceutical company or, like, tech company. You're like, yeah, but I kind of want a Tesla.
Invest in like
So I
Tesla
bought, like,
shares.
the Roadster, the truck, the Model
No.
S.
um
What would you do if you had $1 billion? What would you, like, buy? $1 billion.
what did I buy with $1 billion?
$1 billion. Ballers. Anything or nothing.
That is a lot, but I would still try and grow it.
Like, still invest it? Alright, investing aside, what would you, like... Would you make, like, bets?
I would set aside a stable amount, like a stable amount of growth. Like I would take a percentage of that stable growth. Like that growth is never gonna change or change very little.
Right.
And I would take a percentage of that and have that go to a charity of my choice, like
Okay.
Wounded Warriors or something
Yeah.
like that. Just because of like the insane amount of money, it's like I would give back obviously
You're
with
like,
that
I
much
don't know
money.
what to do with this.
Like-
you can only do so much with
Yeah,
so much
like you can
money.
only own like such a prestigious property or
Right.
so many cars or honestly I would, being the aviation geek I am, buy like a G6 or something.
You know how, like, Jay Leno has, like, his own, like, garage
Or, like,
with,
a
like, a ton
Falcon
of cards?
7X.
You know, I'm like, alright, here's my hangar.
Yeah, I'd have my hangar with like a Falcon 7X, I believe it's called. Like a
Here's my 767.
No, I would buy a demilitarized fighter jet, because you can. Yeah,
I think I'd use
you have
it.
to go through with like FAA regulations and like talk to certain people and stuff like
I
that.
have to go
but-
through what was it?
FAA.
regulations, or my drone. I still haven't done it.
Yeah, that's because they're setting out a lot of new rules.
Probably.
Because when drones came out, people were flying them close to airliners. Airliners were like, you can't do that.
I flew it in my plane.
What?
I flew in the plane. Bought its own, like, ticket.
Like it's carry-on, you just like
went through the metal detector and, like, security.
just fly it
Yes.
on the flying plane.
Yeah.
So technically your drone's going like 400 something miles per hour.
Plus the
Plus 40 in
plus
sport
40
mode.
could go. Yeah.
It's like for the back to the front of the plane. So technically
doing,
it's
like,
going like
laps
480 or
around.
something, yeah.
That's funny. I think if I had $1 billion, I would do, like, only use it in, like, super special circumstances. Like, if I'm at a restaurant and, like, waiters being, like, rude or taking too long, I'd, like, step away and, like, buy the whole restaurant and then fire the waiter.
That's where I actually find money to be interesting. It's like the amount of power that you have with it.
So all
Like,
power is
like
money.
in Dynasty where Fallon's like, if you don't do this, I'm just going to influence the people above you with money, or like as a power move, like I'm gonna fuck you over if you don't like abide. Yeah. So it's like that's kind of the impressive thing about like money, is like the kind of power that you hold and influence.
All I want is a black card. That's all I want.
A black card?
Yeah, a card, not a card.
Oh, I thought you. Okay. I was like,
I already have that.
I was like, I'll get you a Hyundai Sonata in black, like if that's what you want.
Get you a Mitsubishi in black for $600.
But when people when people usually say black card, they're talking like a black credit card with a very high or no credit limit. That's what people mean by like a black card.
I don't know.
I know you're talking debit card.
Yeah.
That's just metal and black.
Yeah, that's all I want.
It's just
if I could make my own, that would be more
than
ideal. I could put the chip in myself. It's not much of the chip. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's like nothing to it.
I don't know.
It's just something the scanner reads.
Yeah.
So
it's supposed to be like encrypted.
Yeah, because like I got a new debit card, and apparently I like lost in the mail after like I think it was like Amazon or some company that was like in my processing transaction that had my credit card information was like, oh, we might be compromised, so we had to like call all bank accounts and be like, you gotta cancel everyone's card and like reorder them. I think it was Safeway actually, and I'm like, oof, and then the one, cause like just one day my card stopped working. So I went in the bank. They're like, you're supposed to get a new card like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, I didn't even get an email. And I finally got...
professors canceled class.
I finally got like both of them. And I'm all like, I'm just going to cut them up. I want to see what the chip looks like. And it's like super...
You dissected it?
Yeah, pretty much. It was kind of tight. I ripped it open. I'd probably buy like credit card chips on Amazon.
Have you seen this thing where like, you know how like standalone ATMs have like the little card port and it's like green, like a little green circular thing with kind of like a odd surface, but like you like put the card in there and it takes it in.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen that like people like build
their own?
Yeah, that has like a scan.
People's information.
Yeah.
That's been around for a while.
I saw that and it scared me so much the first time that now every time I go to ATMs I wiggle it just to see if it's like
so pretty much what you're describing is like typically hackers will like pretty much make like cover to go over ATMs that are like the same like look. It's just like pretty much every time you swipe your card in it, it's like taking your information the same way the ATM does.
It's like a read, yeah.
And that's how fraud happens. Identity fraud and all that.
That shit sucks.
That's been around for forever.
Yeah, I just saw like a video of it on Twitter, and of course that's how I get all my news. So
Twitter.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad. Well, it is
Verizon's
the number
got
one.
5G home now. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but it's home. That's not.
No, I know.
That's Wi-Fi.
I know, but that's good Wi-Fi. Is it better than this Wi-Fi, or is this
No,
Wi-Fi?
my Wi-Fi is way better.
No. Yours is on that 8G.
They probably already had like gigabit internet, like because Verizon technically you get like internet from it, like Wi-Fi. Yeah. They probably just rebranded it just to like hide.
I don't know, when they come out with 5G, new technology. When they come out with 5G like LTE coverage for my phone, that's when I'll be happy. But I heard that like that's supposed to happen pretty soon.
Yeah.
And that iPhones won't get it till their next release.
Probably.
So there's gonna be people out there with 5G no-name brand phones, and then us with our iPhones on 4G LTE, which is kind of ass.
I don't know, because like all the new iPhones from like probably since my 6S Plus had like you could, because like there's different type of frequencies, like whatever your chip is in your phone or your
the Qualcomm.
Yeah, it's like
which
either like 2.4 is either like 2.4 gigahertz or like 5 gigahertz and anything below, and like right now it's 5, so it's like you can't go much higher.
Yeah, I just read on a report that it was incapable of working with 5G, and that would have to wait till the next iPhone drop, like annually in December, or not December, September.
Well, even at that, like 5G wouldn't become that widespread until like one company does it, and then like 6 months later, everyone else does.
You're not with Verizon, huh?
Sprint.
Okay, I'm with Verizon. That's why it's concerning me. I'm like, we're considering like having it in early 2019 for phones.
But it's like,
and then my phone's not going to be eligible unless I update it to iPhone 11 or whatever that comes out in September.
But it doesn't really matter because like it's not like Verizon puts firmware updates on every one of their towers that are like 5G enabled. That's like a ton of hardware they have to like build and construct.
I don't know how they're gonna integrate it. Well, 5G is supposed to like
it's not gonna
have
be like
such a like.
It's not gonna be like boom 5G. It's gonna be super subtle. Like most places aren't even gonna offer it.
But the point about 5G is that it's so above 4G that like the range is so increased that it's not like they'd have to update every tower. Maybe like 1 in 20 or something. Or like 1 in
maybe
50. I don't know. But 5G is supposed to be so like incredibly quicker, higher, like farther range from towers, stuff like that. That's like the whole purpose of it becoming more efficient. I don't know. 4G be sucking ass in my house in Sacramento, so I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I get like 2 out of 4, and I'm like, I this is supposed to be like the best network. So
even if it came out like next week, most places wouldn't have it. It'd only be like LA and like San Francisco.
Sacramento was. I actually read an article that Sacramento was the first to be testing 5G.
Yeah,
which is impressive.
Because like that's how it was with like when 4G and LTE came out. Where it's all like only big cities were like started to do it.
Yeah,
and then everyone followed like a year or so after.
But testing and establishing in Sacramento first is kind of cool.
I don't really have problems with mine. Like Sprint works like 99.9% of the time, in like really odd places. But it's like that 0.1% chance that doesn't, and it's like super like irritating.
My biggest issue is like getting into an area specifically that's very dense in population. Like if I went to the mall right now, or like on the weekend, everybody is with Verizon is on like the same cell tower.
Yeah. That's big annoying.
That like incredibly slows down my like 4G LTE speeds. And also I think they prioritize too. Like if you go past I think 22 gigabytes in your unlimited plan, it goes to slower speeds, which it doesn't give you like a specific amount of like uploading and downloading speed. Like doesn't like clip it by like a certain amount. It just like gives you less priority on a tower. From what I heard.
I see. Yeah.
So like it's kind of annoying because I mean imagine like being the lower priority as well as being in like a highly populated area where everyone's on the same tower. It's like you might as well be like 3G.
Because that's how like computers are, right? If I started my computer and all like the regular starter programs like Chrome updates, Steam updates, loads up my like antivirus, all the like dumb programs that I don't even think about, I'm like setting the low priority because like they're not that much like important.
Mm-hmm.
Things like those where I set to have it start up, including Windows and Windows updating, that's like high priority. So it's like the same thing. It's like people not really using that much internet because like even if like my phone right now nothing's on it, it's still like getting data from it and using internet. So it's like that would be set to a low priority in the tower.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how like data infrastructure priority works.
But I think they account for it more so once you've used a certain amount. That's like
that's probably then they'll probably charge you more if you want like more high priority list.
Yeah, which sucks because I do use a lot of
stupid Verizon
network.
I want there to be like one cell company that's everywhere.
You can't monopolize like that.
Damn. But it's like things like that.
Because then, unfortunately, you'd be subject to only whatever they choose.
Yeah, and then they could charge you whatever they want.
Yeah.
But it's like, you don't really get...
Because what's nice about it is it's like, you can pay premium for like the best service, like Verizon, like what I do, or like, you know, if you either don't want to or don't care as much or don't use your phone as much, like whatever your situation is, you can like get one of those, I call them like piggyback companies, like ones that use the cell towers but aren't like a leading carrier company,
right.
Like Virgin Mobile or Cricket or something wireless, you know, like the pay-as-you-go type of brands
right.
or whatever that are like $45 a month for unlimited, you know, on a single line or something super cheap.
Oh, is that cheap?
It is super cheap.
I feel like I pay less than that.
I almost want to like do that for a month just to compare like how my cell coverage is.
Just to compare.
Yeah.
It'd be funny.
I don't know. Because you gotta wonder like how well those companies do as far as cell signal. They always claim
like
they always claim that they piggyback off of like, you know, we use blah blah blah's cell towers.
That's when
it's like,
wasn't it Sprint? I thought it was Sprint or Verizon. They merged with like another cell phone company, another like cell phone company like provider.
T-Mobile and Metro.
And Metro's owned by Sprint. Pretty sure. Some like couple
I don't know,
years
but
ago,
like the
double
some of like the lowest company, yeah, like out of the big brands own each other or something like that.
But
And then Verizon and AT&T are like their separate entities that are like the highest in the game.
yeah, it's a big no. Cause like your phone could work fine here, but not in SAC, and then my
It's
phone,
weird. It's only in my house in Sacramento, in my room, like. And then
that's a real annoying.
Yeah, and then the Wi-Fi is shit. My dad's Wi-Fi modem, like in his room, is great, but that's towards the front of the house, so the signal is weak to my room. And then my aunt's modem is complete trash, and it's right by my room, so it's like I either try and make it work with trash Wi-Fi or trash service. And I'm like, what do I? What's the winning game
what's
here?
your neighbor's like Wi-Fi?
Dog.
Big bad. I'd do it. I remember like
in the closest room next to mine.
when we got a new router and we had like, cause you could have like 2 or 3 like band networks, bandwidths. That's absurd.
That's the kind of like rich people thing I want to do with $1 billion. What is that in like?
What are they talking about?
McLaren. With the
Oh, we named like one of our network names like FBI Van.
Yeah. I've seen people do that.
There's some real good like Wi-Fi network names out there.
You can like name your hotspot something like in a public space. Like go to the airport, name your hotspot like $5 an hour hotspot.
Winternet is coming.
Meet me by
Girls Gone
Starbucks.
Wireless. Wu-Tang Land. Drop it like it's a hotspot.
Pretty fly for Wi-Fi. Bill Y the Science Fi.
IP when I sneeze. Tell
Tell
my
my
Wi-Fi I love her. Quit stealing my paper.
Those are pretty good.
Abraham Links's. That's real fun. I'm gonna make this one of my Tinder pictures.
Your entire with 2 parentheses. That's me. I remember, where did you send that? I think it made me
Probably
right now
Instagram.
uncomfortable or something.
I think it was like when I was
She
dating
didn't like
what's
that.
her face.
Yeah.
And we were all in that group chat because she loved to make group chats. And I'm all like me at X. That was a good one. Making people feel uncomfortable is definitely my specialty. That's damn sure. Big oof. What's the move? What now? What next? That's like my whole senior quote. What now?
Gentleman
Gentleman
glass
Jack.
of that.
Oh yeah.
Pour a glass of that.
You're funny.
Yeah.
It was panned by a famous painter that I can't remember the name
Guess he wasn't that important.
of. Whatever. It'll be worth something eventually. That's called investments, Dawson.
Can it be worth something with an empty bottle?
You could probably, if you had $1 billion, you'd probably get like a barrel of like. What's your fave? Not wine. What's the one in your room?
Hennessy's not even that
Jameson,
expensive. It's like
Get like
$40 a fifth.
Get
But
like,
like,
a bottle or a barrel of Jack.
I wouldn't get like a barrel of some like decent stuff.
Barrel of
I get
cocaine?
I get like a bottle of something that's like
Barrel of oil?
no.
Apparently that's an investment. Have your own like gas tanker?
Hmm?
Have your own like gas tanker at your house?
No.
Maybe what's up? I'll do that just so I wouldn't have to go to the gas station. Like a giant tank of gas, like a.
No, yeah.
I'd do it.
I don't know. I'm
Like a
wondering like what
400
land laws like I doubt you can do like fracking in California or anything like
Frag.
that. Or drilling for any
Oh, not like that. Just
Also
have
feel
like
it or
a
anything.
tank
oh.
that you come fill like up with gasoline.
You
or
know, if
whatever.
the U.S. used its own oil reserves, we'd have much cheaper gas and improved infrastructure. But
Vote yes on Prop 1 or whatever it was.
no, that was Prop 6, and that was the gas tax based off of road repair.
Yeah, and guess what? None of our roads were repaired the last however long that's been a thing in California.
Yeah, I'm just happy
And
gas
I've
is
been-
back down.
I've been everywhere in California, and anywhere that sign's like more potholes, which is ironic. It's like, oh, your tax dollars work or isn't work with fixing roadways, and it's like ironically more potholes and cracks, which make absolutely no sense. So I guess big oof on us. Taxes. Except your guys' tires are like super cheap. Mine are like $2,000 a set. Which is not the move. I'm not trying to make money moves with that. Big facts.
Honestly, next set of tires is probably gonna come with a set of rims.
Next set of rims is probably gonna come with the next car.
Honestly, yeah. Let me pay down some equity on this car, and I'm gonna get a new car. Honestly,
Air Force.
before I go to college, yeah, I'm gonna go to get a new car. And I have like probably 3 contenders right now. Maybe 4. The Infiniti Q50, Audi A3.
The Genesis G60.
No,
Yes.
it's like a grandpa car.
It's a fast ass grandpa car.
Well, yeah, but it's a grandpa car. Infiniti Q50, which has a 3.7 liter V6 rear wheel drive. Audi A3, which is unfortunately just a 4-cylinder turbo with all-wheel drive. BMW 3 Series 328i, which is another turbo 4-cylinder, and the Mercedes C300, which is another turbo 4. I don't know. You can put a lot of power into like these turbo 4-cylinders, but they just don't have an exhaust note, which kind of kills me. Because I pay $305 a month now, and I can do
For
that
a $15,000 car?
for a $20,000 car.
You got ripped off.
No, I had negative equity on the Ford Focus that I rolled over into the loan.
Stupid. You should have kept it.
I didn't know they were gonna buy and back it over market value.
We could have made it a beater car. It was already beat. It was broke.
No. After the
Put a
engine
flex
was
seal
replaced,
on
it was
it.
okay. Dog. You're gonna
And then return it to Ford. I'm not gonna say no.
No, I have gap insurance on it though, so if I completely wrecked the Lexus, I
You
would
want
be.
to go wreck the Lexus right now?
Yeah,